If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Yo, GMS fam, what's going on? What's up? All right, man. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to this conversation. Well, before that, we always have to start with peace, love, positive energy. I hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all having a nice start to the weekend, man. Hope y'all getting to y'all goals, achieving all the good shit that you can. Just passing it forward, man. Pass that good energy forward to everybody else, man. I'm passing it to you. You pass it on to somebody else, man. Let that chain go on. Let's spread that positive energy. Keep that green mind state. Now, yesterday, Kyle Rittenhouse was found not guilty on all charges that were brought forth to him after being at a Kenosha Black Lives Matter rally and killing two and injuring one in what seemed to be in self-defense. Now, I'm not here to argue the law. I'm not here to tell people they're wrong on how they feel about this verdict. I'm not here to try to push a narrative. I'm only here to speak from common sense and logic. Did this situation have to happen? No, but it did. We're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about from the situation from Kyle being there to the people that he shot, their background, all the other shit that everybody else brought. We're going to talk about that. And I want to get y'all opinion on that. So, I, in my opinion, have said this several times about this Kyle Rittenhouse situation. The people that ran up on Kyle Rittenhouse while Kyle had a whole assault rifle strapped to his body, well, that was a very, very dumb decision. That was stupid. I don't know anybody in their right mind who would charge at somebody with an assault rifle, especially when you don't have anything to defend yourself from that. Even a little 9mm or whatever other gun that whoever else had at the time, because apparently somebody had a gun on them, or maybe, I don't know. Either way, you're not finna go head to head with an assault rifle. I don't find that to be the smart thing to do. And when I get that out the way, I also want to point out the fact that it's crazy how this whole situation folded out. And I just want to talk about how it's ridiculous for grown individuals to call on a teenager to help them in a dangerous situation and what they feel is a dangerous situation. That's one. These grown adults need to be taking accountability for putting a teenager in harm's way and then thinking that giving him or letting him be out there with an assault rifle was smart to do for a person that definitely isn't thinking in the right mind. I don't think that was smart to do at all. There were surely other grown individuals that they could have had come and help protect their businesses instead of calling on a teenager. That was dumb in itself. I'm pretty sure any sensible person could agree with that. Anthony said, think about this. White man initiates conflict with Trayvon and kills him. Trayvon was defending himself. White man acquitted. Yep. Anthony also said white man initiates contact with BLM protesters and shoots 3 people, claims he was defending himself. Look, that's another thing I want to say. For people that think that he was like scared or really like not out there looking for any confrontation, you're lying to yourself. You are definitely lying to yourself. And I'm not speaking, this is not me speaking from a race aspect either. Let me speak from my point of view. A 17-year-old teenager, and you give them an assault rifle and have them wander the streets, they aren't there scared and hoping to protect something. They're hoping to most likely shoot something. He wasn't scared when those people ran up on him. He had a fucking assault rifle. What's more, how do you feel more safe in the world than having a whole assault rifle on you while you walk in the streets? He was hoping somebody tried him, and that's what happened. Motherfuckers ran up, and he found his opportunity, and he got what he wanted, in my opinion. And I brought up just like the era that we're in, and how we're in the era of these popular, the popular shooting games and shit like that. And I don't want to put blame on video games. That's not what I'm here to do. Video games are all fun and good. It's actually up to the parent whether or not you teach your kids the reality versus the fake. But I wouldn't put it past someone to, be trigger happy if they felt the need, or if they felt confident enough because they had an assault rifle strapped to them. That's all that is. Blake Ritter said, teens are fucking dumb. They think they're invincible or entitled. Age is a number. Physically, wisdom comes from experience. Exactly. And that's why I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse is racist. There was I don't know if I didn't see anything before this trial. Like I didn't look too deep into his life like that. So maybe I missed something. Maybe there was something that was in his past that made him look racist. I don't know. But from what I saw, I don't think he was racist. I think he was a teenager who had an assault rifle strapped to him, and he felt like he wanted to see some type of confrontation. There's nobody in this world that is having an AK strapped to him, walking around and voluntarily bringing themselves to a area where they know it could be dangerous just so they can be scared. If you're scared, stay your ass at home. If you're scared, don't agree to go into another state to try to protect somebody's business against people you are scared of. His mom is a dumbass too. Why the fuck would she even agree to that? Why the fuck would she like somebody called on your teenage son to bring an assault rifle to help in a dangerous situation? You didn't think about his future, did you? You didn't think about the things that he had the potential of doing as a teenager still. Now look what happened. Put himself in a situation where his whole life has changed. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. One Fast Star said he got photos of him out drinking in a bar, posing with. I've seen pictures of him drinking and shit. I mean, I don't think they really care about that type of shit. This is what America's built on. Like the teenage white boys can be taking a drink somewhere and be looked at as normal. You'll see a group of teenage people of color drinking on a corner. They must be thugs, or they must be ignorant. They must be dumb as hell, and they doing wrong, and it's looked at as wrong in their eyes. Just like if you see a picture of a black man and his son or his daughter holding a gun to support the fact that they support guns, it's going to be looked at weird opposed to a white family sitting there posing with guns. They're going to look like American patriots to everybody else. That's just how it go. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not trying to make this Kyle Rittenhouse dude look like a racist. I feel like what surrounded the case had a lot of racist undertones to it. And people were like, oh, it was white boys that died. Yeah, I get it. But it was at a Black Lives Matter rally. And the fact that a certain side wants to demonize the whole thing as a whole, not just the organization. You could demonize the organization all you want. Fuck them. I don't care about Black Lives Matter organization. But the people that were actually out there trying to make a change, or not even just make a change, but the people out there that was just marching and raising their voice for awareness, you lump them in with the people that were rioting and looting. That's how you continue to push the narrative that people are out there doing something for nothing. Like there's no cause behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's no cause about bringing awareness to how black people are treated in this country. That's what people have a hard time doing too. They have a very hard time separating the organization from the actual cause. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody supports the organization. And I think, as a matter of fact, I think a lot of black people have seen now what the organization is about and have denounced them to the point where nothing is being done in the name of the organization anymore. People are just chanting a phrase at this point. They're not. It's a lot of people that hold near and dear the phrase. They don't care about the organization. So, and then on top of that, just to bring up the other guys, like, you know, people want to bring up people's records when it comes to them either being hurt or being killed. What they like to do with black people specifically when they get killed by police is try to bring up their record to try to make them look like bad people. Now, as far as it goes for the guy who had a felony for sexual assault and being a pedophile, well, hey, karma comes in a bunch of different ways. I mean, what can I say about that? They confirmed his record. And do I feel bad for him? Not necessarily, no. But as for the other two guys who just had felonies for being felons and just doing whatever they did, I'm never going to use the fact that somebody was a felon as a reason to justify a murder. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that don't sound right. That don't sound right to me. Say what you want about the one guy. I get it. Pedophiles, scrapists. They all deserve what's coming to them. Karma is a bitch. It will catch up to them eventually. But they kind of lumped all of them. They kind of lumped all of them into that category to justify what happened. And also, common sense would say that Kyle Rittenhouse had no idea about these people's records before he shot them. So, I mean, it's irrelevant, really, regardless of whether their charges are horrendous or not. It's quite frankly irrelevant to what happened. This was a moment in time during civil unrest. And nobody knows anybody's background or whether or not they're a felon or whether or not they know about their charges or what they were convicted of before something happens to two complete strangers. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, their records are irrelevant and don't matter in this case. But it's easy to demonize somebody and justify something when you want to, when you want to defend and support something. I also want to say, in this same situation, if it was somebody of a different race, just to bring this example up, they would want to make an example out of him or her. This was a chance to make an example out of somebody, but the laws which were put in place that we need to start understanding and really looking at and really reading up on, the laws have made it to protect that type of thing. He is protected by the laws, not just by the people that want to see him out. There are laws in place for that. Now, GoFundMe was under some heat because they put out a statement talking about how now that, basically now that Kyle Rittenhouse is acquitted of everything, now he can be able to take donations, because at first they didn't allow him to get donations because of the court case. And that's just that's just what it is. I honestly, look, I'm trying not to say certain things that don't sound like I'm trying to race bait. I'm not trying to race bait shit. I'm not trying to push a narrative. But it's a lot of shit about this case that looks crazy. And I feel like there would have been an example made out of somebody, regardless of laws, if this guy didn't have such a back and be, with the police and with the justice system, and the fact that it was a Black Lives Matter rally, and quite frankly, law enforcement, the judge, and a lot of people in there probably do not take kindly to that type of shit. Let me read some of y'all comments, man. Millie said he didn't walk around people and point his gun at anyone. He walked around with his rifle in an open carry state legally and asked who needed medical help and helped some Chinese woman and put out a fire. Rosenbaum came attacking him because he put out a fire near a gas station. Okay. There's a clause in Wisconsin that says a 17-year-old can have a weapon, but in imminent danger can use a weapon in facing death or serious bodily harm. In this case, Kyle was pursued and attacked. Legal. Prosecution couldn't even deny that, so gun charge was dropped. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what you're getting at, Millie. I don't know what you're getting at. Let me read one more. Millie said the judge didn't favor Kyle. He allowed fake evidence to be submitted 4 times. He refused to dismiss the trial with prejudice after prosecutors used malpractice twice. Case should have never been even finished. Okay. Once again, I said this at the top of the show. I'm sorry you relate, Millie, but I'm going to have to try to save you from typing a bunch of paragraphs right now. I'm not here to argue the law. I'm not here to tell you you're right or wrong. I'm talking about common sense and logic when it comes to this situation. Like I said, he didn't need to be there, because it's crazy enough to have grown-ass adults ask a teenager to come help them defend their business. I'm talking about what led up to this. Why would grown ass adults ask a teenager? I mean, would you do that? Would you, as a grown adult, the first thing you do is not call your other grown ass friends or grown ass family members, but hey, let me call this teenage kid who I'm cool with, his family, to see if he wants to travel up here with his assault rifle and help me defend my business. You want to know something crazy? When that situation happened, since I know you know about the court case, Millie, I want you to understand something. The people whose business he was defending weren't even out there when the shit happened. Why? If I called on a teenager to come help me, like, why would I leave him out there by himself? You know what I'm saying? And then, like, in another thing, once again, some more logic. If I'm scared, which is what Kyle said he was scared. If I was scared, I wouldn't have been out there in the first place. Yeah, that's kind of, it doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense. If I was scared and I didn't want anything to happen and I was fearing for my life to be in that type of hostile environment, I wouldn't have never went. And on top of that, it's completely understandable if I refuse to go because I'm a fucking teenager. I'm 17 years old. Somebody called my mom and said, "Hey, what's Kyle doing?" Kyle's over there playing Call of Duty. "Yeah, Mom? Hey, some of your dad's friends want you to go up to Kenosha, bring your rifle, and help them protect their business from Black Lives Matter rioters and looters." "Okay, Mom, after this match." Do y'all understand how crazy that sounds? Do y'all know how crazy that sounds? Like, how could you hear that and be like, well, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just still justified. Come on, he was looking for a reason to be out there and to actually have some type of confrontation happen. He's lucky that somebody ran at him. He's lucky. That's all that is. He's lucky that somebody ran at him. That's it. He got what he wanted. He got to pop some people. He got to be Call of Duty Warzone in real life. And he got off for it. And now watch what's going to happen. In my humble opinion, I feel like if there's any more protests, riots, or whatever, which might most likely happen because people now find that to be a trend to want to go out and cause destruction when shit don't go their way. Because it's not just Black Lives Matter. It's crazy. When people bring up rioting and looting and all this other shit, they don't be bringing up the fucking anti-mask rallies. They don't be bringing up the January 6th shit. They don't bring up people fucking rioting after a fucking a goddamn championship game. You know what I'm saying? They only pinpoint us because it's obvious that the narrative should be that we are the violent ones. But hey, Millie, you didn't answer my question. And that's another thing. Like when I say, once again, I'm only dealing with logic and common sense. Often when people don't tend to deal with logic and common sense, they kind of avoid it. But I asked the question. I'll ask again. What sense does it make for grown adults to ask a teenager to come into a hostile, dangerous situation when there's other grown adults, i.e. their friends or other family members that they could have called on? Why did they put a teenager in this situation? it almost makes me feel like this should be normal. That's not normal. There we go. See, once again, moving the goalposts. We asked you a simple question, Millie. We asked you a simple question. And you know I fuck with you, Millie. You know that. You know that. You are an avid GMS show pull-upper in the motherfucking comments. But I'm asking you a simple question. Moving the goalposts is not going to help you win this argument. Also, like I said, I brought up things that he said. He said that he was scared. If you're scared, don't be there. He wasn't forced to be there. If it was a dangerous situation, I don't know about you, but I don't go towards danger either. Fuck needing to act like a medic and try to act like I'm helping motherfuckers. It's a dangerous situation. Get the fuck on somewhere. Go home. Right? Let's see. What up, Jeff, man? Shout out to Jeff in the building. It doesn't make any sense at all, LOL. They should handle it themselves or call the police, but that's not what happened. Exactly. So guess what? Let's bring in the other factors. It happened. It don't make any sense, right? You just said that. It doesn't make any sense, but it happened. Okay, that's the first thing that didn't make sense. What else didn't make sense? Like I just said, he was scared. He said he was he said that was a scary situation. If you're scared, why are you there? It's another good question. You know what else is a good question? Why were the people who requested his services to help them with their business not out there with him when the shit happened? Damn. Please answer those questions. The acting like he's providing medical assistance, bro, when you graduate medical school. Yeah, he said he was telling people he was an EMT. And like, I know about motherfuckers that was out here. Shout out to Nerdy. Nerdy is an artist out here from Minnesota. When he was out here doing all the protests and doing all the fucking crazy melee that was happening in Minnesota, they didn't go around saying they was EMT. They said they were people that were helping and providing medical aid to people who were hurt. They didn't have to pretend to be an EMT. They just said, hey, we have medical supplies. If anybody's hurt, we will try to assist you. I didn't have to shout. They didn't have to shout, hey, EMT. That sounds like somebody who was trying to disguise themselves to try to move around the crowd, knowing damn well he wasn't there. A part, like, why would you say you was EMT when you're not a part of that shit? You were there to help defend from that shit. Make it make sense. You were called to help defend a store from looters and rioters, but was out there pretending to be an EMT to help the people you were supposed to be defending property from. Who did he actually help? You said he helped the Asian lady. What did he do? Did they say that during the court, or did they just put that out there that he helped somebody? Because he also, in this court case, when you found out that he wasn't out there very long, so he didn't have that much time to just help somebody who was fucked up. It wasn't very long until that confrontation happened. What I'm trying to say is, without having to go around everything for anybody who's confused, I believe that Kyle Rittenhouse wanted to shoot people that night. I do. 17-year-old teenager who isn't thinking logically, who got put in a situation, matter of fact, who agreed to be put in the situation where he'd have an assault rifle carrying around in an open legal state, open carry state. He jumped to the opportunity. I don't understand. That's what makes me feel like he wanted to do that. Aboriginal said, just think of the precedent that has been set in this young boy's life. He just got away with blatantly killing someone scared. Why go? And you're out there to defend insured buildings. Exactly. I don't know why they called that little boy there. Just said, if you don't carry a gun on a regular and you choose to leave home with one, you probably gonna use it. He did not bring it to not pop it. Exactly. Millie says, all he did was give her first aid because her leg was bleeding. He's not an actual EMT. He got training. Wasn't a real one. The kid shouldn't have been there. Should have stayed home, but he didn't. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm glad you agree with that. That's all I want. I mean, I don't care if you feel like what he did was justified. I mean, as long as you know that this shit don't make sense in the first place, that's where we can agree at. It does not make sense. And this is another thing for people that don't understand. People think like, do they think that these people just straight up attacked Kyle Rittenhouse because they just saw a white boy with a gun? You are correct. And let me tell you why. It's understandable. You want to know why it's understandable? Just like white people can see a black person and not know their background, but because of the way that they're dressed or the way that they look, they either clutch their purse or they either go on the other side of the street or they either call the police because they think that they're doing something wrong. The assumption that we are a threat can be used the same while seeing a teenage white boy with a gun, because history has shown teenage boys with guns tend to cause mass shootings in this country. And what better place to have a mass shooting happen than at a Black Lives Matter rally? Now, I'm not saying this was their thinking, but I will say from personal experience, while being out in the streets out here, there was a random white boy, big old white boy. Matter of fact, I put the video out on the internet, but I took it down because of the simple fact that there was somebody who was a part of that rally that had a gun on him to help defend everybody, but I didn't want his face on camera. That's why it got taken down. But thousands of people marching down the street, and one random white boy with a vest on, big white boy who was there by himself, had what appeared to look like a gun on his waist. And when he got approached and asked why he had a gun on him and asked who he was with, he replied in a hostile way. Now, I wouldn't recommend somebody do this, but the woman that approached him, this young black girl who approached him about it after he replied the way that he replied, she tried to take the gun away from him. They got into a scuffle. We see him reach and try to pull it out. He immediately gets beat up by everybody around and gets it taken, and they find out it's a taser. That's when other people moved in, separated the group, picked him up. Now, he didn't get mollywopped. He wasn't bleeding and no shit like that, because it was broken up quick enough right after they grabbed the taser and had everybody pull back. But they picked him up and asked him what he was doing. He said, I'm just here to make sure everything is safe. He's like, what are you talking about? Everything is fine. What are you doing here? Can I just have my taser back? What are you doing here? Why do you have a taser and a vest on? It was a weird situation. So I understand people being on edge. I'm not saying that what happened was justified. I'm not saying that she was in the right. I'm not saying he was in the right. I'm just saying in that environment. And when you're there, shit happens quickly, which is why I also do understand a motherfucker immediately trying to shoot when getting chased at. But I understand somebody's concern when they see a young white boy, teenage boy, with a assault rifle hanging around him and walking by himself. He's not with a group, he's by himself. Now, do I think motherfuckers just ran up on him and start hitting him out of nowhere for no reason? I'm pretty sure somebody asked him what he was doing there. What his reply was, I don't know. But you can't also blame the people who were on edge by seeing that. I understand it. I saw it firsthand. I felt it firsthand. I'm right in front of somebody I felt like had a gun, feeling like I was about to get shot in the middle of all the melee. I'm literally right here. If anybody caught that video from a few months ago, they would have saw where I was. I was right next to this man when the shit went down. And thinking he had a gun and having some people disperse, the first thing I thought was, here we go. Mass shooting. I'm about to be a part of this shit. I'm about to get hit. And then when they realized it was a taser, everybody kind of calmed down. But even then, it's like the tension is what makes everything so fucked up. And I get it. But let's talk about something let's talk about this other situation, because people are bringing up a man named Andrew Coffin. If y'all don't know who Coffin is, Andrew Coffey. Andrew Coffey, if you don't know who that is, matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it up. I haven't pulled up no images this whole time. I ain't even been thinking about it. Let me look this up, man. Andrew Coffey. Anybody hear Andrew Coffey? This man put hashtags. Somebody get him out of here. He said hashtag lames, hashtag no life, hashtag hashtag shut the fuck up. All right, it says, man charged for murder of woman during SWAT raid found not guilty. Mother supports jury decision. And Indian River County man on trial in connection with a deadly 2017 SWAT raid in Gifford was found not guilty of 5 of the 6 charges Friday. Andrew Coffey IV was charged with second-degree murder of his 21-year-old girlfriend, Alteria Woods, and 3 counts of attempted murder of law enforcement after the raid led to an exchange of gunfire. He was also acquitted of shooting or throwing a deadly missile. Whoa, what? My nigga had a grenade? I'm glad that he was found not guilty because I knew he loved Alteria, said Alteria's mother, Yolanda Woods. The Indian River County Sheriff's Office claimed Coffey IV fired shots first at deputies during an early morning search warrant for narcotics at a Gifford home 4 years ago. According to an arrest affidavit, SWAT team members returned fire into the bedroom. However, Coffey IV claimed deputies fired first. Fearing for his life, Coffey told investigators that he fired 2 or 3 rounds. The sheriff's office maintained it announced its presence. Coffey told investigators that he didn't know it was deputies because they did not announce who they were. His girlfriend, who was also at home, was shot 10 times and died during the gunfire. She was laying in bed and they shot her 10 times, Woods cried. Think about that too. That was just like the Brianna situation. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody laying down in their bed and getting shot at by police because police decided to enter the home and not announce themselves. And what people don't understand is police love doing that. It's definitely not a race thing. It's a power thing. They like doing that because they just like them, just like motherfuckers who have guns and are trigger happy. They want to be able to do what they want to do. They want to be able to bend that law. They can say they announced themselves. Did they? I don't know. She also claims initial reports that Coffey used Woods as a shield from the bullets were not true. She also said reports that Woods was pregnant at the time were also not true. A grand jury previously exonerated the officer and deputies who fired their weapons during the incident. However, a jury on Friday found Coffey guilty of possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon. Woods said that she still wants to see law enforcement held accountable for her daughter's death, which is why she says she is using the sheriff's office in civil. She is suing the sheriff's office in civil court. So, in other words, police stormed this guy's house, didn't announce themselves, allegedly, shot first, allegedly, and then tried to blame him for the murder of his girlfriend, as if once they stormed in the house, he just turned around and started shooting his girlfriend. No, they shot her. Think about that. The police shot his girlfriend 10 times, killed her, and then tried to pin the murder on him. It's wild. We talking about we talking about this system, this fucked up ass, this crazy ass system. And somebody else brought up the Stallings case, Jamal Stallings. That's a case from out here where the police tried to lie again. We not talking about the police lying. That they're trying to use this situation to try to compare it to Kyle Rittenhouse to talk about, well, it's self-defense. Yeah, when it's proven without a shadow of a doubt. With this man's case, they killed his girlfriend and tried to pin it on him. Imagine that. With the Jaleel Stallings case, they tried to say that they announced themselves and that this man shot at them first, when on their own body cams, you see them shooting at him first. And on top of that, not announcing themselves. And on top of that, being in a fucking white van that is unmarked. During threats of Proud Boys and other and Klansmen coming out to Minnesota trying to quote unquote regulate the streets. What you think a black man is gonna think if he saw a white van pulling up, unmarked, nobody announcing shit, and all they hear is gunshots? Nigga probably gonna shoot back. Then they tried to say he resisted arrest when on video. After he realized the police were in that vehicle, he put his gun down and laid down on the ground. They ran up and beat the shit out of him, fractured his eye socket, and tried to claim he resisted arrest and that he ran when he never did. If it wasn't for him having a good lawyer and requesting the footage from not just the police station, but the footage that was there at the store that they were hanging out at, that man will be in prison right now for attempted murder of police. Just like this man would if the evidence wasn't so strong against the actual department that tried to lie on him. That's all that is. Jeff says Fred Hampton, Black Panther mob-style murder by the Chicago police, December 4th, 1969. Corruption. There's a reason why people talk about defunding the police or abolishing the police. We know that it's more corruption in there than doing right. And then people that talk about the good cops don't understand that if you are complacent, you aren't part of being a good cop. The good cops are the ones that call the shit out and end up getting fired and not hired at any more police stations because they were willing to call out their superiors and their peers. And they wouldn't be a part of a police department that was corrupted. If you are complacent, you work for a precinct that you know is corrupted and you know is foul, you are part of that problem. Plain and simple. And motherfuckers will not hesitate to lie on you in a situation that you know is valid, that you are validated in using your actions and whatever it is that you did. They will use that against you. They got the lawyers in the Ahmaud Arbery case talking about how Ahmaud Arbery should have motherfucking avoided motherfuckers more. Imagine that. Imagine having to hear somebody say, well, if he would have just avoided them a little bit more, he might still be alive. What? If the victim tried to get away better, maybe he would still be alive. That is something that the lawyers of the people who murdered Ahmaud Arbery is saying. Now, in that court case, oh man, there's clear and blatant racism going on there. You can't tell me that case doesn't have nothing to do with racism. The goddamn lawyer himself said out of his own mouth, we don't need any more black pastors in the courtroom. This man was terrified of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton to the point where he didn't even see them in the courtroom, didn't even realize they were there until after the court, after the trial was going on that day. Didn't find out till later that night from somebody who probably called him and was like, yeah, those Negro pastors was in there. Probably shook him up. Oh no, I can't lose this case. He's going to influence. Man. And what if they do get off, man? I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. It's ridiculous how that case even is what it is right now. Like it's amazing how this case is even just lasting this long. I think that's probably the most clear-cut case of all. Their lawyer is trash. Their lawyer is talking about how a citizen's arrest could result to a murder on somebody who was unarmed and not even in any way, shape, or form a threat to the people that pursued him. What's even crazier is one of the guys that the guy who killed Ahmaud Arbery admitted himself that Ahmaud Arbery was not a threat to them. He didn't have a gun. He didn't have a knife. He wasn't charging at them. He wasn't screaming at them. He did none of that. And they still killed him. Why is this case still going on? Like, there's no, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? But this is some America type shit. This is the type of shit they want us to get numb to and want us to be used to so that we won't have to feel some type of way about it anymore. Continue to let them roll over us type shit. And I'm not with it. Yes, those dudes should not have run up on Kyle Rittenhouse, but Kyle should not have been there in the first fucking place. A teenage fucking boy with an assault rifle on his motherfucking back in an open and carry state, looking for somebody to cause some type of fucking conflict with him. Y'all thought that was the first Black Lives Matter rally that ever happened? No. This motherfucker knows what goes on. This motherfucker knows that it was dangerous for him to be there. He knows all that shit. He was looking for a confrontation. He found it. He used that privilege, which I don't think y'all understand. Those gun laws are white privileges. You put these gun laws in these certain states and put other gun laws in different states to try to lock down people of color and keep them as felons and keep their opportunities away from them. But in these other states have open and carry where there's a lot of white people that live there. Like, come on, man. I don't know. That's just how I feel about that, and that's really all I really do feel about that. I don't have much, and I'm not mad. I'm not angry. Can't nobody, come here, go in the comments and say some wild shit like, nigga, I knew this shit was gonna happen. I knew he was finna get off. I knew from the first day of the trial this dude was gonna get off. I knew it. Shit. This is America. That is a fact. Jeff said, we need to stop pretending that a system put in place before we were considered human has our best interests protected in any way ever. These laws do not apply to you. I'm gonna show y'all. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read this off, man, because they've been putting this as the, because of course certain things start trending after this, like the all lives matter shit and all that bullshit. Somebody put up an all lives matter quiz. All right. And I want to be able to do this with y'all. Okay. I'm going to read off these 6 questions and I'm going to have y'all answer them. All right. This is going to take a few minutes. All right. I'm going to ask y'all these 6 questions and y'all got to put A, B, or C in the chat. All right. This is a all lives matter quiz. Okay. And I'm going to let y'all know how y'all did. Y'all ready? Let's do this. All right. The All Lives Matter quiz. Question number 1. Who were brought to the Americas in chains transported at the bottom of ships? A, Black lives. B, blue lives. Or C, all lives? Answer that question in the chat right now. It's the first question. Yeah, New York gun laws, Millie, them motherfuckers is stupid. Them gun laws in New York is fucked up. They definitely don't want y'all to fucking they definitely don't want y'all to defend yourselves in New York. It's damn near impossible. I feel bad. Answer the questions right, you motherfuckers. just put A, B, or C. Okay, I see A's. This nigga said people of color. C is blue, so I would say B, blue. Okay. Okay, it was the African. You're right. African. All right, question number 2. Who were enslaved in America for 400 years? A, black lives. B, blue lives. C, all lives. African lives, sorry. Let's see. Let me take a hit while y'all answer this one. The taste of not giving a fuck. Yeah, Plexico, that shit was wild. Shout out to Plexico. That nigga stupid, but it's unfortunate. Only a nigga could go to jail for shooting himself. Question number 3. Who were legally counted as 3/5 human in America? A, African lives. B, blue lives. C, all lives. Answer that question. That goes back to what Jeff said earlier. We were definitely only counted as 3/5 of a human at one point in this country. Was for some reason the people that think that this big change happened to where racism isn't such a big deal is just like it's wild. It's wild. It is fucking wild, man. Niggas used to look at us as 3/5 of a human, and motherfuckers don't think racism exists. That's crazy. That's crazy. Do y'all know 100 years hasn't passed since 1950? 100 years hasn't passed yet since 1950. I know a lot of motherfuckers have died out, but you gotta understand what happens when you have been taught things, when it's generational. That idea doesn't die with that racist motherfucker. Those ideas and those practices move on to their kids and their kids' kids if they don't break the cycle. Another question. Question number 4. We got 3 more questions left. Prior to World War I, who were legally forbidden from learning to read and write and from attending schools? A, African lives. B, blue lives. C, all lives. Yeah, what the fuck is 3/5 of a human? That's what I mean. The concept behind being racist is just, that's a mental illness. That's the only it's niggas is cooked. Find any reason to diminish or to devalue a human life. What can we do? Oh, let's write a law in there that says they're 3/5 of a human. It's crazy. JJ said the Constitution was made for us. You are right. He said people should read the amendments. They still ain't made for us. You are right. Jeff says, do you think racist, rich, old white men are money grubbing and greedy for themselves? For the purpose of keeping it in the family. and even then it's funny because they don't even like their kids most of the time. They just know that they have to do it just to keep the fucking cycle going. These motherfuckers don't want to pass their millions and billions off to their kids. Motherfuckers hate their kids in real life. Let's keep it a buck. Trey says, do you feel robbed of the human experience our ancestors had prior to white mutants leaving the cave 6,000 years ago? Goddamn. Shit. Last few questions. Number 5. Who were legally prevented from attending public schools with whites until 1954? This is why I asked the question, or this is why I made the statement about 100 years not passing since 1950. In 1954, up until 1954, who was legally prevented from attending schools? African lives, A, B, blue lives, C, all lives. And then we're going to get to the last question. In that same time and beyond, who were lynched or killed in the Americas for simply speaking to a white woman or being accused of speaking to a white woman? African lives, A, B, blue lives, C, all lives. And there's a reason why I bring this up. Because for the last time ever in life, this is going to be explained to the people who like to bring up all lives matter when people say Black Lives Matter. And it's simple. Even a young, 6-year-old girl can understand this concept. Because that's who's holding this picture. A young black girl is holding this picture showing y'all what Black Lives Matter means. And you know what? And let me read off what it says. This sign says, we said Black Lives Matter. We never said only Black Lives Matter. We know that all lives matter. We just need your help with Black Lives Matter, for Black lives are in danger. In the most simple way you can put it, if you care about all lives, then you should care about the ones being mistreated in this country that you call the United States. With liberty and justice for all. Right? Even though there's been countless examples of why this country has shown us why it really isn't that way, we continue to try to push that fucking message forward to ears that don't want to hear it. There's a lot of people stuck in their own ways. A lot of people that have already fall deep into the fucking pattern of believing that black people are violent, black people are a problem, black people don't care about each other, all this other shit. It's like it's crazy how much they can demonize us and make us demonize each other while ignoring the things that they do. For instance, bringing up black on black crime. We understand what happens in these neighborhoods. We understand the disdain and the fucking the turmoil that goes on within these neighborhoods between our black brothers and our black sisters. We understand that. But we also understand the demographic. We understand that when you put the same people in poverty around each other, that and the same people that look just like each other, and crime happens, is gonna happen between those people. You know, nobody ever answers the question of why the terms white on white crime, or Asian on Asian crime, or Mexican on Mexican crime, or fucking Somalian on Somalian crime phrases don't exist in this country, even though we know for damn sure that those things happen. Why doesn't that phrase exist? Has anybody ever asked that question? And even if you want to say, well, because we make up a certain population and we also are the highest percentage to kill one another, does that exempt the other phrases? Why don't those phrases exist? That's a question that a lot of people cannot answer. And when they do answer it, the first thing they do is put blame on black people when you are asking them a question about everybody. That goes to show you the way that people are brainwashed to keep a narrative above black people's heads of them being violent, uncontrollable, all types of shit. I know for a fact can't nobody answer that question, man. Trey said, did your parents or guardian ever warn you about niggas rather than the white supremacists? Yeah. And I love the fact that that is a conversation in the house. It has to be. It has to be a conversation in the house. Because if you don't, you setting your kids up. You can't trust every white person. You can't trust every black person. That's just how it goes. You can't trust anybody, period. You can't just go around trusting everybody. That goes, people got to understand, like, beyond race, people are human, and humans have traits. You remember that, your common sense will go above the roof when it comes to how you engage with people. If the first thing you think about is race when you engage with motherfuckers, you gonna forget about the fact that this motherfucker's human and they got other motives. Niggas is sneaky. Not niggas, not niggas. I'm talking about in general people. People are sneaky, deceiving. People will try to harm you. People that you thought you trusted or thought you were close with, you got to remember human traits as well. Don't ever let yourself get so comfortable to where you forget the human side of things. Motherfuckers ain't all there. They not all the way there up there. Jeff TV said there is no other group on group crime phrase exists because no other group can see the pathology it takes to kill yourself after being trained to hate yourself. I like the way that's put. I can't lie. I like the way that's put. JJ said BLM Foundation, if not connected to the BLM movement, BLM Foundation is not connected to the BLM movement? Yeah, of course not. Mercutio said discernment. What do y'all think, man? Let me ask y'all this question before we wrap this up, man. What do y'all think could happen that could make a shift in the way people view us as black people? Because no matter what side you're on, I think a lot of people forget being black is being black. And at the end of the day, motherfuckers, whether you are on their side or not, like I'll put it like this. A motherfucker will treat you at the end of the day the same way they treat anybody else if they don't fuck with your kind. So even if you're a fucking Farrakhan or a fucking Candace Owens, the motherfuckers that don't like black people aren't going to like you at the end of the day. They don't mind using you to push their narrative, i.e. a Candace Owens. They will definitely they'll definitely hold you up on a pedestal, because what better way to prove and to push a narrative on black people than to have a black person say it? Because naive and simple-minded white people and racist white people will listen to a black person who agrees with them and take that as them speaking for all black people. It doesn't make sense to me how people don't use their mind. Like I just said earlier, I know the difference between somebody speaking freely, like myself, and you just using my mind to speak how I feel, opposed to somebody who is speaking from a place of scrolling through the fucking internet and mainstream media to get their opinion on something instead of seeing shit for what it is. Like when I bring up the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, and when I say I'm not here to talk about laws and all that shit, because I know the laws are fucked up in a way to help motherfuckers. So why am I going to sit up here and argue laws that weren't built for me? I'm talking about common sense and logic in the whole situation, and why he shouldn't have been there in the first place. How fucking stupid it was to request a teenager's help at a business where grown men work at and grown men own. It's fucking stupid. And to be walking around by yourself in a place where you felt you were in danger when you could have just fucking left or not been there in the first place. It's just, I'm dealing with that type of shit. I don't care about the who ran up. I told you that shit was stupid as fuck. You don't run up on nobody with a gun. But also that wouldn't have happened if motherfuckers wasn't out here not making sense in the first place by bringing motherfuckers out there. That's all I want to deal with is common sense and logic. That's all I want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Jeff said hold on. I had to read. Okay, yeah, I read that one. We are stronger, faster, and smarter. I don't disagree with that. Jeff said, you are the future. Cats my age were scared to say that out loud. Bravo. Appreciate it, man. Mercutio said, I don't know. I've learned that many friends, family don't know anything about anything. Too lazy to research in the age of info. Now, trust me, I know that we are in the age of info. We're in the age of people having access to all this type of information on the internet. So I'm not saying don't do research on shit or try to look up shit. It's not what I'm saying. It's more so like people will recite what they've seen. You know what I'm saying? They'll recite certain shit that you know has been put out there as either a conspiracy or like some shit that's not true. They just believe in the hype because enough people talk about it. You know, for instance, the QAnon shit, like there are people those are the type of people I'm talking about. The type of motherfuckers that will show up in another state hoping that they see a dead man come back. You know what's funny? about that situation. I had so many jokes for that shit. Listen, Jeff, I know you. This is why I want to be writing for. This is why I want to contribute to write for comedians, because like I thought about that situation. As far as motherfuckers, what? Goddamn, I almost lost my train of thought. What the fuck was I just talking about? Oh yeah, research, doing research and shit. What was I? Fuck, I had a joke about that. Damn, I had a whole joke about that, and it just fucking slipped my mind that quick. Damn, what was I saying? It's gonna fuck me up because I want to get that joke off. God damn, I want to get that joke off. Just said, did you see the video evidence collection on KyleRittenhouse? The shootings from angles. I see a scared little coward with a gun who shouldn't have left home in the first place. Yeah, I did. He was running his ass off. Running and shooting. Running and shooting, falling and shooting. Oh, yeah. Okay, now I got it. The QAnon shit. I know for a fact that there was people in Texas who were sitting there waiting for John F. Kennedy Jr. to come back from the dead, who claim to be atheist. Now, isn't that funny? Now, I know Zen Master, I know you laugh at that shit. Imagine being an atheist and then all of a sudden QAnon tells you that somebody's coming back from the dead. You didn't believe Jesus was going to come back, but you believe John F. Kennedy was good. If you don't get your ass out of here, boy. No, there's like, it goes to show you the mindset though. Like how do these motherfuckers at QAnon convince you that a dead man's coming back? How did they do that? First of all, Q, the dude who runs Q is the biggest, most successful troll in America. He or she is guiding a group of people to do whatever they say do. Straight cult shit. How haven't they got a stop put to them? Like, it's gonna get to the point where that person, whoever's running that site or whoever's telling these people to do shit, is gonna get to the point where they get real dark and they get real demonic. And God forbid they tell these motherfuckers to do to be human sacrifices out somewhere, and then hopefully Donald Trump will become president again, because sure as hell that shit will happen if they were instructed. Got to think about that. And you know what else is funny and ironic? The same people, I can guarantee you too, the same people that sat up there and said and talked about people who were marching for equal rights for black people and bringing attention to police brutality and the way people of color are treated in this country. They were sitting there getting called jobless and why don't you go get a job? You're out there protesting in the street. You guys need to get a job instead of preventing people to get to their jobs. You guys were outside in Texas from all over the country at 12 o'clock in the afternoon waiting for a dead man to come back. Don't you ever in your life say shit else to anybody who goes outside for a cause. I don't want to hear shit. Not a damn word. Where are your jobs? Imagine calling off of work. Oh, the privilege. Imagine calling off work. Hey, what's going on, boss? Hey, so I just got a word that John F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be coming back from the dead. So I'm going to have to skip out on work this coming Wednesday. I'm going to be going out to Texas, and I'm going to be joining my Q brothers and sisters, and we're going to be witnessing history. Yeah. He's coming back from the dead. He's going to be running next to Donald Trump in 2024. Yeah. You didn't know? You didn't hear about that? Yeah, it's all over the place. It's true. It's true. It's actually true. It's going to happen 100%. I guarantee you. All right. I'll see you on Thursday. All right. Bye, Tim. Imagine that. Oh, this is recent. This is recent, Jake. This just happened like 2 weeks ago. Let me show you. I'll be glad to show you. Oh, my God. Let me show you this. This really happened, my guy. Hey, check this out. Let me pull this up for you. This is going to be amazing. Look at that. This was the scene. Look how many people are out here. Hundreds of QAnon Trumpers gathered in Dallas for a reveal that JFK Jr. faked his own death and is coming back as Trump's running mate. Look at this.
It is almost 12:29. Any minute now, the big reveal. The crowd is big, ready to go.
So it's cool to do that because that was a cause, right? That was a cause. Hold up. This guy had a whole thread. People were there the night before. It was they camped out all night until the next day, waiting for JFK Jr. to come back from the dead. Look at it. The next day, they started to pack up. My man was sitting right here with his cowboy hat. He said, I can't wait for JF goddamn motherfucking K Jr. to pop up on me. I'm going to tell him he was one of the greatest to ever do it. I love you. Oh, my God, you're the greatest running mate to Trump I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I'm so mad that that Big Bird was the reason why your daddy was shot. Oh, yeah, I read that on the QAnon page. It said Big Bird was the one that shot your daddy, and then they gave him a show on PBS to teach the kids how to be devil communist. Yeah, I read that right on my QAnon page, and it was factual, 100% correct and very true.
Let's go, Brandon! Let's go, Brandon!
Let's go, Brandon. I don't know where that came from. I heard people starting to shout that shit, which is weird as hell. But you know.
Or should I say help them say?
Let's go fake news. Let's go fake news. Yeah.
Imagine yelling, let's go fake news to news media outlets while being outside waiting for a dead man because you got news, fake news, might I add, from QAnon. Oh, this is fun. I'm glad we did this at the end. Oh, shit. Let's go fake news. Where is JFK Jr.? Where is JFK Jr.? Oh, shit.
He's with WFA. The mainstream media.
Look at this. Would you look at this?
It's like, wow.
In there yelling, let's go fake news. This says something I didn't post yet was the video shared with me by a local Dallas resident in which he asked the crowd if we landed on the moon, and they say no. Did we land on the moon? Did we land on the moon? Yo. Look at this. It said, update. After JFK Jr. failed to materialize, true believers have developed a new theory. What is their new theory? A representative for the Rolling Stone did not respond to a request for comment. What is the new theory, though? I got to read the new theory. We got to read the new theory before we go. He said, after JFK Jr. failed to materialize in Dallas on Tuesday, November the 2nd, per the abstruse predictions of a numerology-obsessed QAnon, some of the followers of the theory have summarized that Keith Richards is in fact JFK Jr. in disguise. Yo, it's also Michael Jackson is impersonating Mick Jagger. If this sounds completely unhinged, that's because it is. This latest twist in the labyrinthian, or whatever the fuck they're trying to use, belief system comes after dozens of JFK Jr. truthers who waited for hours at Delay Plaza for the Camelot Scion to appear, went on to attend that night's Rolling Stones concert at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. Handfuls of JFK Jr. truthers wearing Tiffany blue bandanas were spread throughout the audience, but were otherwise swallowed up, pause, by the crowded arena. Dallas resident Mark Watton, who attended the concert, tells Rolling Stone that he made a joke about not seeing JFK Jr. as he walked out of the Cotton Bowl. Several truthers responded with knowing comments. I know, right? What's going on? They was really feeling like this man was finna come back. Let's go, Brandon. Oh, if you don't get the fuck out my face. JFK Jr. has come back disguised as Keith Richards. And we're going to prove it. I'm going to go up there and take his mask off like goddamn Scooby-Doo. And we're going to tell you meddling kids that JFK Jr. is back. And in 2024, he's going to run as the mate with Trump. And we're going to take back America. And we're going to get this country great again. Meow! Put a GMS in the chat, motherfuckers. Put a GMS in the chat right now. If you did not participate in the chat, now is your time. Put a GMS in the chat right now. I'm going to shout everybody out. Appreciate you. Every one of y'all, Green Room family, GMS fam, for pulling up today, participating in the chat, showing love. I appreciate y'all so much. Put a GMS in the chat. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, I see you, Ralph S. Reggie, Indiana. JJ. Arius, Baby G. Aboriginal T. My nigga Zen Master in the building. Kid at Heart in the building. Rob Justice in the building. In the building. In the building. We got GMS in the building. In the building. Building. Hey, hey. Where we at? I got Thrax. Where we at? I got Thrax. Where we at? I got Thrax. Hey, y'all, I need y'all to do me a favor, man. I got a gaming channel now. What up, big bro Jake? Hey, I got a gaming channel. Okay? GMS Gaming HQ. I need y'all to do me a big favor. What up, Rico? What up, Trey979? I'm going to post the link in the comments right now. Okay? I'm going to post the link to my gaming channel in the comments right now. And I need y'all to click that link. This is the only thing I ask of y'all. The only thing I'm asking is that you click the link and that you motherfucking subscribe to the GMS channel. The GMS gaming channel. OG Mont, what's going on? Y'all stay right here. I'm about to post it in there, all right? Excuse me. I need some Thrax. I got that Thrax. You got that Thrax? I got that Thrax. You got that Thrax? I got that Thrax. 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 I said I got that Thrax. You need that Thrax? I got that Thrax. But I don't sell that Thrax. No. Click that link. What up, Brim Dog? Click that link I just posted in the comments right now. Go subscribe to the GMS Gaming HQ channel and make sure you support, man. I go live on there often as well. Well, now I'm going to start going often. I only had one stream so far, but I'm going to be going on there often and streaming. And if you want to play along with me, man, just make sure you catch my streams, add my gamer tag, and we'll play some shit, man, whether it's Call of Duty, if you play Fortnite, if you play motherfucking, I don't know, Ghost Recon, nigga, you play 2K, it don't matter. Pull up on me. Pull up on me. GMS fam, the green room. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. I got to get the fuck up out of here. I got to go do my thing. Click that link. Click that link. Subscribe to the gaming channel, baby. Appreciate y'all so much, Green Room. I'm out.